Trying to get me injured. Redirect my. Remember who told me that? You did everything for Duza in the kitchen. You heard me? The game updated. You did? Heard. Okay. Yeah.
Never compromise. You get high quality at low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Back here.
Think big on your favorite. Save $1 each sip. Simply buy 5 or more participating items. Save $1 each with your card. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. For 2K.
By a jumbo jet. It wasn't easy, but
What's up,
nothing
man?
is.
What's up, Shawty? That's it.
NBA 2K26 stream. It has been a really fun week watching all of the videos from the creators who are at Community Day, and I myself have to say I've spent many hours watching gameplay breakdowns, Jono's interviewing Mike Wang, the best builds to make, triple threat part gameplay, and much, much more. So if you have not seen those videos, definitely go check those out. Just want to plug that in the beginning of the stream today. Your favorite creators have been posting videos, and of course our NBA 2K social channels have posted a lot of those Community Day videos as well. But today, we are, of course, here to talk about the one many of you have been waiting for, and that is going to be the city. But as always, we are going to start off with some housekeeping items. Keep in mind that today, when we talk about the city, this is about the Gen 9 version of NBA 2K26, and that means the version of the game that is on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and the Nintendo Switch 2. We do also have Twitch drops enabled today, and it is the last chance to earn these 2 locker codes for NBA 2K26, and these are codes that you will be able to use once you get 2K26 later this week. So if you watch for 30 minutes, which many of you have already on our My Team stream, you will get 2 double XP coins to help you level up in Season 1. And by the way, we are going to talk about Season 1 rewards later this week. Many of you saw there on the roadmap as well. If you keep watching another hour, though, and watch for a total of 90 minutes, you will get a 92 overall or higher free agent pack in My Team, and also 5 skill boosts per category for a total of 30 skill boosts for your My Player. Now, keep in mind that Twitch drops are on Twitch. So if you're watching on TikTok or YouTube or X, come over to Twitch at twitch.tv/NBA2K if you want to earn these locker codes. One more thing, our Summer Creator Challenge is also ending soon. So if you are posting videos that break down or react to any of our 2K26 courtside reports, any of the ones that have already happened or today's, it is up to you. Make sure you put the hashtag NBA2K Challenge on it. And I've seen some videos have forgot, and we're counting them anyways, because we want to help you all unlock this locker code. Because when there are 2,026 videos throughout the entire summer, you will unlock this locker code you see there in the middle that anyone in the community can use during early access for a drawstring bag and a My Team pack. And on top of that, don't forget that if you did make a video, go to the website at that link, fill out the form, and actually submit your video, because that is how you enter the drawing for 1 million VC, and we are going to pick 26 winners that each get 1 million VC each. But that is enough for me. It wouldn't be a 2K26 stream if I didn't have a lot to say at the start of the show. But now let's bring in our special guest from the community, Dax. Long time no see. How you doing, sir?
Hola. I just saw you last week. I just saw you. Hola, chat. What's poppin', man? Hey, we in for a good one. I gotta say, usually I like to go into these things a little surprised, but just gonna help myself today. And I'm super
couldn't help
excited.
himself.
Let's get it to him.
I sent it to him, and I know he watched it right away. I was like,
Yeah.
usually he tries to keep it a surprise, but this time I knew Stacks couldn't. But look, as promised, we are about to get our full look at the city. That includes the new park and much, much more. And to start, we are going to show you all the city teaser. That is just some highlights to get you ready and wake you up. If it's early in the morning for you, we hope this teaser gets you some energy. And then right after that, we are going to go straight into a nearly 10-minute courtside report video with our dev team and Tyrese Halliburton breaking it all down for you in full. So I am ready. The chat looks ready, Stacks.
they
They're
ready.
saying we're taking too
Yeah,
long.
they ready.
Do it.
We've been
Let's
ready,
go
man.
ahead and lock
Let's
in,
get it.
and let's get that trailer popping, man. I had to cut Evan off. Let's get it, man.
I'm the carnivore. Dang, y'all have the big things, we have the big bang. Breaking fools off as I'm a no limit soldier. Hey, these are salute. Then pass me the. Make them say, I'ma make you say, I'ma make you say, ah.
Looking good, though. Little teaser.
What's up, y'all? Tyrese Halliburton here with Eric from NBA 2K to guide you through this year's City. The City in NBA 2K26 is driven by hoops, with a more accessible and competitive layout to keep you on the court more often. Now let's get to it.
In NBA 2K26, the city is even more accessible and convenient, making it easier to visit points of interest and, most importantly, get on the court faster. The first thing you'll notice when entering the city is how buttery smooth and fluid the movement and camera panning feels. For the first time, we are now running at 60 frames per second citywide on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X consoles. Based entirely on community feedback, the city also received new lighting improvements, including a fixed time of day that will reduce harsh shadows and sunlight when playing games outdoors, in places like the park. This year, the city features an open-air plaza with a Gatorade training facility, event center, arena, and other locations all within walking distance. The theater, rec, proving grounds, swags, and more line the perimeter of the city, making it easy to go door to door to play in all of the refreshed lobbies, courts, and arenas. Not only is it easier and faster to get on the court, but with the new swap build feature, you no longer need to leave the city in order to swap between your My Players. Seamlessly change to another build best suited to what your squad needs, right on the spot. NBA 2K26 builds on 2K25's goal of a more intimate and accessible world. You can see just about every area in the city no matter where you are standing understanding and very quickly go from one place to another. Long a defining feature of NBA 2K, parks are back in NBA 2K26 with bold new features to make every season and even every day a new experience. Parks in NBA 2K26 have been designed with a more natural and grounded feel for a more realistic aesthetic, typical of what you'd see in a real-life environment. Access the park in 2K26 by entering the giant rotating basketball that not only serves as the centerpiece of the city, but also as your gateway to a new location featuring stunning courts. Every 6 weeks at the start of a new season, a different park environment will be introduced. Along with a number of new original designs, you will also find yourself playing in complete HD remasters of all of our iconic NBA 2K16 parks. Season 1's park is a brand new locale called Skyline Park. Set in a magnificent urban environment, Skyline Park captures the essence of hooping and competing on your favorite neighborhood courts. Team up with your friends and visit the park to start competing for bragging rights and big rewards. To support our complete redesign of parks, we've also added park MVPs, streak setters, and streak breakers to make things a little more interesting and a lot more competitive. Park MVPs, the top rep player in each park, will be marked with a park MVP icon, visible above their head and also in the bird's eye view of the courts so you can easily spot where they are playing. Playing against the Park MVP can be a very rewarding experience. If you can defeat the Park MVP, you'll earn 5x rep and 5x VC for that game. The Park MVP bonus is earnable every 3 hours, so get out there and chase them down. Streak setters. Etch your greatness in the park by setting the longest win streak for a court in the current season. The players with the longest streak on each court will have their names spotlighted right on the court for all to see. On the flip side, the all-new Streak Breakers feature will reward you with VC for ending another team's active win streak. The longer your opponent's streak, the more VC you'll earn for snapping it. There's no limit to how many Streak Breaker bonuses you can earn in a day, so get out there and chase those big streaks. Lastly, all park games in NBA 2K26 will give you a 25% rep bonus all year long for all games played. Come celebrate the revamped park experience with us, and we'll see you out there.
What would it look like? What would it look like?
In NBA 2K26, we've replaced affiliations in favor of a more custom, community-driven approach with an all-new feature called Cruise. Cruise is a feature where you can team up with your friends and community members to earn great rewards. Simply play games or work with your crew to complete weekly goals that help you rise through the ranks of all 30 crew levels, earning rewards in the process. You can unlock custom-branded crew clothing featuring your own uploaded crew logo, VC and rep bonuses, unlimited boosts, max +1 badge perks, and yes, even cap breakers. Crews can be exclusive to you and your friends if you want, or you can grow your crew to a maximum of 50 players. Crews offer flexibility and a creative outlet for everyone. Your gamer plate will allow others to see which crew you are representing, your crew logo, and your crew level to show off your progress. Gather your crew and keep an eye on the crew leaderboard to see who is truly running the city. Challenges are a new feature in NBA 2K26 that offer a great way to both learn what the city has to offer as well as, well, challenge you to see what heights you can reach. Complete beginner, daily, seasonal, and lifetime challenges to earn VC, rep bonuses, exclusive cosmetics you can't get anywhere else, and yes, cap breakers. All you have to do is play, and the rewards will start flowing your way as you rack up stats and wins. Keeping the competitive theme going, we've added leaderboards all around the city so everyone can keep an eye on where they rank. In 2K26, there are new types of leaderboards to track your accomplishments. These include modes, geo-rank, and crews. Mode leaderboards focus on the players with the most wins in the park, theater, the rec, proving grounds, starting five, and ante up. You can also view your own rank on these leaderboards to see how well you measure up against the competition. These leaderboards are updated daily, and the #1 ranked player in each mode will have a giant 12-foot statue of their MyPlayer built right outside of that mode's building. Geo-rank leaderboards celebrate the most victorious players across the globe and allow you to filter by different geographical regions, including all 50 US states. If you are one of the top players in any region of the world, you will get a custom show-off flare shown during your pre-game intros. If you are the number 23 player in California or the number 7 player in France, everyone is going to know your name. So get out there and rep your home. The Pro-Am Summit is a new experience in NBA 2K26 that offers true, competitive, tournament-based team play. Twice a season, try your luck in the Pro-Am Summit and enter 3v3 and 5v5 tournaments to compete for citywide recognition and some awesome rewards. The Pro-Am Summit will take place every 3 weeks with competitive play happening on Saturday and Sunday of Summit weekends. To qualify, all your team needs to do is play 10 Pro-Am games together in the weeks leading up to the next summit. During Summit Weekend, each game your team plays is scored based on the outcome and your performances. The Pro-Am Summit leaderboard ranks each team by the sum of your 5 highest game scores for that weekend. The top 5, top 10, and top 100 teams will each receive elite rewards fit for the best organized teams in the city. Become basketball royalty in the new Street Kings game mode. Last year, Street Ball featured 3 courts spread out across the city, but this year we have centrally located the courts into one convenient new location with lots of new features. Play solo or link up with 2 friends to challenge skilled CPU bosses. This all-in-one approach features a more cohesive look and feel with 3 very distinct and very cool courts to play on. Street Kings is a great way to level up your MyPlayer and earn 40 levels of rewards that will give you a truly unique look out in the city. Upgrade your badges, test out new animations, and sharpen your skills on the Street Kings courts. The city is the home of basketball, but your MyCourt is your dedicated space to work on your game. Choose new drill options, practice your free throws, catch alley-oops, perfect putback dunk timing, or freestyle to master all of the gameplay controls. For more focused practice, visit Learn2K to improve your game with new additions that will make you a better player. Your MyCourt features new customization options that allow you to put your own stamp on the design. This year, you can customize the court floor with pre-designed floors earned through rewards, or you can even use the full court editor to design your own floor. Control every detail from the wood colors, line colors, logos, even the basket stanchion design itself can be customized to complete your look. It's been fun chatting about the new features and city improvements.
Appreciate you guys stopping by to kick it with me and Eric in the city. When NBA 2K26 drops on September 5th, y'all know where to find me. Can't wait to see you on the court, and I'll be ready for all the smoke. Pre-order NBA 2K26 Superstar or Leave No Doubt Edition and gain up to 7 days of early access. Grab your crew and start competing in the city.
Chat. Listen, man, I'm seeing W's in the chat. Everything. I had the same exact reaction all of y'all had, bruh. You might have to go in and say it, man. Park might be back. I think Park is back, baby. It's time, man. I think this is gonna be a fun year for Park, for everybody that loves to play in the Park. You are heavily incentivized to play there, so I'm excited, man. I'm ready.
You know, after I first saw this year's city myself, I was like, I cannot wait to show everybody what it looks like, all the features and all that. You know, some of you may remember a few weeks back on the roadmap stream, we talked about how your feedback on the city and the parks was heard. And hopefully today you finally get to see the new park environment. And it is not just one, but multiple parks. And hopefully you feel that we kept our promise there. But really this city, as you can tell, it's really all about hoops. So I'm excited for it. And Stacks, I think we should take the chat through all the details one by one so that everyone just has time to kind of understand what they just saw. So I am ready if you are.
Yes, sir. So let's start out with the city itself, man. I mean, it looked beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It looked lively. You know what I'm saying? We've seen some grass out there. How does it look and feel, man?
Yes, there is a lot of grass in that park. Well, I think this city's the perfect size, and it is not like this huge area anymore, right? This city doesn't have a ton of streets, turns, big buildings, and the dev team really implemented a lot of that feedback into making this city as accessible as possible, even more so than last year's. So when you load up into the city, you're kind of surrounded by this plaza.
So look at that right now. Look, they got the leaderboards right here. When you load up, everybody running around. Ain't no more skateboards and nothing like that. I'm pretty sure they got it in the park. This dude over here with some skates on.
Plaza, and as you turn around, you can see pretty much anywhere you want to go, right? Any of the main modes you want to play, your MyCourt, the NBA arena, everything is kind of right there on that plaza. So you can really get into the games more quickly. But the other thing you'll notice right away is how smooth everything feels. We're not saying smooth just because we love saying things are smooth. As you heard the dev team explain, if you are playing on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X and S, the city is now running on 60 frames per second. So I'm not going to get too technical, but you know, if you think about a video as essentially a flip book of pictures, the faster you're flipping through the pictures, the smoother your video is going to look, right? So we have doubled that in the city to be 60 frames per second. So when you're walking around, when you're panning the camera around using your right stick, it all is going to feel and look much, much more fluid. And it's something that eventually you'll get accustomed to and it'll be normal to you. But the first time you go into this year's city, you know, after playing 2K25 and any city before that, you will definitely notice that upgrade. So Stacks, that's, you know, visually like the look and feel of the city, I think is great this year.
Yeah,
good,
man. I
sound
think so
good.
too. Looked beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Love the 60 frames out there, man. I think it's gonna be a good year. Next up, let's talk about seasonal parks. All right, y'all know your boy has been playing park since 2K14, man. Tell me more, Evan. We need the info.
Yeah, well, look, if you're like me and Stacks, you probably have very good memories playing in the park over 10 years ago. And as
They
the years
got,
have gone on,
Sunset
the
and
park
Riverbed,
evolved
too.
from a place to play pickup games to the neighborhood, and then now it became the city in the last few years. But as you all just heard, so many of this year's upgrades are about bringing that excitement back to the park. So that's giving it more love, implementing your feedback. And the way you get there this year is at the center of the city. There is this rotating reflective basketball. That's where you enter to play in the park. But before you enter, you may notice that right above the entrance, it did say that the park is going to have a 25% rep bonus. And there are no tricks there. We want to make that clear. That means all
25%?
park games do help you rep up faster. And, you know, as you rep up faster, you're going to earn rewards like cap breakers and VC and a lot more that we're not going to spoil today. But
Okay.
there is a 25% rep bonus.
I got it. I
And
fuck
if
with the
that wasn't
pause.
enough,
Gotta
of
fuck
course,
with
you
that.
saw that there is going to be a different park environment every single season.
That the ball
So,
right there?
Season 1's park is the one
That
you
is the
saw the
ball.
most in the trailer, and that is called Skyline Park. And it's a really beautiful
See the heights. It look like a yeah. Looking good right there. It look like when you go to the basketball court, that's the type of shit you see.
design that really feels like going to a park near your house or maybe somewhere in your
That Old Town River, that's Sunset Beach. They brought back the little water shit.
neighborhood. Lots of green grass. I know that's funny to say, but everybody's been asking for a lot more greenery, and that park definitely has a lot more greenery.
That might be nice right now.
And the dev team did give the city
Season 1. Looking good though. This shit look like a real park. Like you go outside and play basketball for real, for real.
a fixed time of day. We mentioned this a few weeks back as well. So that means the sun is not moving around. And the benefit of that for you guys is that it means lighting improvements that are not going to have as many super dark shadows or super bright like sunlight spots that are on the court that many of you had said made it hard to see sometimes. But beyond that, every 6 weeks, there is going to be a different park. These little glimpses you see here, we're playing them on a loop because they go by really quick. And we want you to be able to see these parks because they're really, really nice. We have new ones like Hamilton Station and City Heights. They look amazing. And then, of course, our dev team is also bringing back all 4 of your favorite My Parks from 2K16. And for me personally, at least, I have to say, I've always felt that the 2K16 parks were the most memorable ones we have. And back then, I joined Sunset. So I mainly played in the Sunset Beach Park with the big fish tank. But now I'm excited that, you know, every season I get to play in the other ones as well. So I get to go to Old Town, I get to go to Rivet as well. But Stacks, I forget, what affiliation were you back in like 10 years ago, essentially?
Back then, I was rocking with Rivet, man. I love the chain nets, man. Anybody that know Rivet know about those chain nets. It was amazing. But looking at the newest one we got, first one, man, seeing grass, man, that to me was probably the first thing I noticed. Like, yo, we really got grass out here. It looks crazy. And like I was saying, I feel like it definitely gives like the feel and the vibe of like just your local neighborhood park. I was looking at some of the details. They had like a bathroom back there, the bleachers, you know what I'm saying? Somebody backpack, shoes sitting next to the bleachers too. Like it gives like the full immersion of like you actually at your local neighborhood park. Anyway, more about the park.
Exactly.
Let's talk about park MVPs. Let's get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So in the past, we've always displayed the top rep player, like in the current park server you're in, right? It's always been on the bird's eye view map.
Yeah.
But it was really just to show off. But now that person is going to be designated as the MVP of the park. And they get an MVP logo that is going to show both above their head as they walk around, but also when you're in bird's eye view, you can kind of see where they are on the map. And the reason this person is called out for everybody to find them is that if you beat them, you will get 5 times rep and 5 times the amount of VC for that game. That is a lot of rep and VC. And you can do that once every 3 hours. So if you are the MVP, Hopefully, you can defend your crown. There are going to be people coming after you. And if you're not the MVP, I do encourage you to go try and hunt them down. Because if I see Stacks is the MVP at any point when we boot up later this week, I don't know if he'll be there, but if he is the MVP at any of the parks I'm in, I am going to recruit a few creators to help me take him down so that I can get some VC and some rep, and we'll see what happens. But Stacks, yeah.
Yeah, so the MVP thing, so he's at every 3 hours. So out of 24 hours, that's 7 hours. You can do that 7 times in a day. So, and then you get 5 times VC, 5 times rep. Nigga, I'm in the park with it.
I hope you are the park MVP at one park this Friday. We'll see what happens, and then I'm going to come find you.
All the rep at.
Evan, that's sad. I thought you would want to team up with me, but instead you want to take me down. Moving forward, man.
I'm
next
sorry.
Up, yeah, we talked a lot about breaking streaks, Evan. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about what you actually get for breaking these streaks.
Of course. And by the way, I see some people in the chat saying they got me Stacked, so I think I'm going to have enough backup to help take you down. But yeah, so going on win streaks, that's always been a key part of playing in the park, and we do want to celebrate that. So if you set the longest win streak for a court in the current season, your name is going to get spotlighted on a sign. There we go,
yeah.
right next to the court.
That's nice.
That tells you, who was it and how long the streak record was on that court, so that you can take over that court. That's your court now, for now, until somebody else surpasses your streak.
That's what's up right
But
there.
on the flip side, you heard Eric in the video, he talked about streak breakers. And this is really awesome because this encourages you
gotta run
to
the
go
streak up.
break active winning streaks around the park. And if you do, you will earn bonus VC. And these start
Yep,
at
yep,
breaking
mhm.
5-game win streaks. And then the longer your opponent's streak is, the more VC you can earn for snapping that streak. And once a streak is 20 wins in a row or more, every single win after that is 1,000 VC on the bonus that you would get for breaking it. So just to be super clear, that means if you are the one to break a 30-game win streak, you will get a 30,000 VC bonus
30,000 VC for beating the streak. Yeah, sign me up, nigga.
for that game.
Let me
And
make
there
a
is
deal,
no
nigga.
limit to how many
You
streaks
did
you
what,
can
like,
break. So
4
if you
times
want to
to
be
make
a
a
disruptor
deal?
that goes around the park, finds all the people with the highest streaks to try to go play them and break their streak, you may be earning yourself a lot of VC.
They giving out a lot of VC this year.
That could be the move. But that's what's new in the park. I hope that you guys feel this brings energy back to the park, more rewarding, and plus it just looks better too. And it's really fun to play. So Stacks and I will definitely be seeing you there. We are going to be playing that on stream either this Friday or next Friday. We are going to see you there in the park.
Can't lie, Evan. Park, man, the park sounded lit. This sounds like it's gonna be a really great year for Park. All of the Park heads that have been playing 2K
Yo.
these last few years, this is your time to
appreciate the
shine,
support,
man.
Sean.
Park content, I think, is gonna be at an all-new high this year. Now, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing what the community can do with it.
When you going live
Moving
tonight
forward,
with
we're gonna
Mike?
talk about
Chocolate.
Cruise. Speaking of Cruise, Evan trying to assemble one. Let's get a little bit more detail about Cruise.
Yeah, so we've had a crew mode in NBA 2K before, but we just want to make it clear that this is not the same thing. Although I think that might have been obvious as you heard about it, but this is an all-new feature for 2K26, and it is really about letting you bring your friends together,
What's up with you?
form your own affiliation, kind of. So you can have a small group. It could just be you and your usual squad mates that form a crew, but you can also have a bigger crew that goes up to 50 players. And yes,
Yeah, it
if
do
you
sound
are in a
promising,
crew,
bro.
you can pick a
It
name,
do
the
sound
logo,
promising.
the colors, all that
But-
good stuff for your crew that does show up on your gamer play underneath your feet to
Then again, with all the stuff they giving out, how much money you pouring into it, shit? You feel me? But it's about being smart with your money, how you spending your money. So that's another thing. But I know niggas nigga when the game drop, niggas spending 500, 450, 200, 350. Niggas spending money on the game. But everything is looking good.
show off which of the crews that you're representing. So that's kind of the menu that you saw there. It was really quick in the trailer. We wanted to make sure you guys saw this, that you can customize your crew. And crews, of course, do have rewards. So
Yeah.
as you
niggas
play
spending
games,
400 on the game.
you complete weekly goals together, and you will level up to earn.
I'm gonna break it down, nigga, about so if you want to play it 7 days early, you got about $100 to $150 copy. Plus, you gotta level your man up. So they got VC, they got 700,000 VC you get for like 150. then you get 250 for like 50. It take like maybe about 350 to make a bill. Less than 25. No. You spending your money, cash money, like real money. You ain't spending currency. You spending your money to get in the game currency. What happened, D?
Earn 30
Nah, that's
levels
serious.
of crew rewards that, include custom clothing with your crew logos. Then of course there are some gameplay rewards.
Really be
There are
grinding. Either
cat
you gonna
breakers.
grind or
There
you gonna
is a
spend
max
money.
+1 badge perk. You can see some of these here. There is a VC or rep bonus multiplier that activates when your crew plays together. There's unlimited boosts, and there is much more. Like I said, there's 30 of these, and we're not going to spoil all of them, but there is much more that we're going to let you go see on your own. So Staxy, I'm going to change things around a little bit now. I need these rewards, and I will need you to let me into your crew, and you better not act like you don't know me when I ask you for an invite. And chat, we'll see if Stax lets me in. Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna start my own crew, and I'm gonna recruit a bunch of people to help me out because I need to get these 30 levels of rewards. But Stax,
See, that's another thing right here. Cruise, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Ops. I appreciate it. This is another thing right here. Cruise. They got rewards and rep and cap breakers hidden behind the cruise. So you gotta have 3 solid people that you gonna play with so y'all can level up and get rewards and all that. I appreciate that follow, Rico.
hopefully you let me into your crew. Hopefully we
Yeah, man,
know
I'm
each
gonna
other
have to
pretty
think
well
about
now.
it,
Hopefully you let me into your crew.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna have to
Appreciate
think
the
about
love,
it, man.
man.
'Cause you was just trying to assemble a whole squad of people from the chat to come get me. I'm gonna have to take a couple days to sleep on that, and then I'll get back to you. Eventually.
If I'm in your crew, I won't do that to you. If I'm in your crew, I'll be on your side. But anyways,
All right. Okay, with that being said, man, next we got some new leaderboards. I've seen a lot of cool things going on with the leaderboards and things like that, Evan. So let's get a little bit more details about that too.
yeah, we can slow this one down. We do want to celebrate your accomplishments throughout the city. So there are different types of leaderboards that track wins. And the first one is mode leaderboards. It's just like it sounds. These spotlight the players with the most wins into different modes like park, theater, rec, proving grounds, triple threat park, starting 5, ante up.
Yeah, Jay, it pay to win. So say if you starting out and you a 60 overall, and some people, everybody ain't got the money to upgrade and stuff like that. So the people that do got the money, they gonna upgrade and get a head start, so they can get past them real quick. But it's all a grind. In the first couple months, it's all a grind. You gotta get your badges, you gotta get your cap breakers, you gotta get all the stuff to get your person right. So it's a grind. That's why a lot of people jump ahead start, especially the people that be screaming the game. They get paid by doing that. So, and then you got the people that working too. But shit, man, it's always a grind though.
They'll have these little leaderboards right outside the entrance that show the people who have the most wins. And one of the coolest parts about these leaderboards is something that we actually talked about on the roadmap stream a couple of weeks back, which is that the leaderboards update daily, and then the #1 ranked player gets a big 12-foot statue of themselves outside of that mode's building. And back then, a couple of weeks back, we couldn't show this off just yet, but now you can see it. I think it looks awesome. So this player here in this example has the most wins in the park. And every time somebody walks in, right outside that big reflective ball, when they walk in, they are going to see this person right outside the entrance, kind of flexing on them. So I think this is really cool. But we also do have new geo rank leaderboards. And just like the name sounds again, these are based on different geographical regions. So you can look to see where you're ranked in, maybe you're in the United States and you're not ranked that high in the entire country, but maybe you're in Minnesota. And actually in Minnesota, you happen to be a top 10 ranked player, something like that. And this does get shown.
Hold on. My thing is the career points will stop them from maxing out. What you mean by the career points? My career? Cause you're gonna be able to max out in my career, and then also you're gonna be able to get like cap breakers and stuff like that through my career, with the challenges called build specialization. Now you can better max out in my career. You can do nothing. You can go from $50 to $99 now. You ain't got to really go to the park or nothing like that to play other modes. You can do it in my career. It's just a grind.
Shown off on your name or by your name during pregame intros. So we want you to all to be able to rep your homes as well as you're playing throughout the city. The last type of leaderboard is crew leaderboards, which are, again, they're based on wins to see which crews are the most dominant ones in the city, racking up wins in the different modes. But that's a recap of the new leaderboard. Hopefully now that we slowed it down, they make more sense to everybody to help you track your wins and who's on top of the leaderboard.
See, me, I'm gonna need one of those statues, man. I'm gonna have to get out there, start grinding a little bit.
Yeah, I want to
The
get a
statue in front of the building,
I'm
I'm not gonna lie, I need one of those eventually. We'll try to get one of those. I'm gonna see. Moving forward, we got the Pro-Am Summit. Let's get it.
Yeah, so Pro-Am, that is the place to go in the city if you want to form an organized team and play competitive matchups. So if you're new to NBA 2K, you didn't know that, that is what Pro-Am and what that mode is. And the dev team has built on that with this new Pro-Am Summit. It's 3v3 tournaments and 5v5 tournaments that happen every 3 weekends, meaning the first one is going to be around the second half of September. So if your team plays 10 Pro-Am games together in the 3 weeks leading up to each Pro-Am Summit, that is how you qualify to play in that weekend. And as you play, after every game, you will get a game score for your performance, and the high score of your top 5 performances will be added together on the leaderboard. And at the end of the Summit weekend, the top teams will each get very, very nice rewards to show off that you won. For bragging rights, some things like skill boosts as well. There are rewards there for winning the Pro-Am Summit as well. So if you have a team of 3s or 5s that you run with all the time, it is very easy to form a Pro-Am team. Just make sure you're playing in there in the 3 weeks leading up to each summit, and then you'll be able to participate on these Pro-Am Summit weekends.
There's going to be a lot of sweats.
Perfect. I also seen that Proving Grounds is making a return. Let's get to that too, Evan. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, well, first off, Proving Grounds just looks great. Some of you may have seen the new logo and the collectible pins that we gave out at Community Day. Just want to plug that again. But we are, we're not in the Coliseum anymore. We're in like a sort of, it's like a part boxing ring, part basketball court. That's how I would describe it at least. So there is a new environment. And there is a full crowd watching these games as well. And the other thing we want to mention about Proving Grounds is that the end of the season rewards for the top ranked players has been updated. So you still get the animated banner to show off. But if you are top ranked at the end of the season, you will also now get 100,000 VC. And on top of that, you will get permanent unlimited skill boosts in one of the categories. And that category is going to rotate each season. So that if you do get top ranked in multiple seasons, you are getting a new reward as well. So we're trying to make sure that there is more to play for to be top ranked in Proving Grounds, on top of just being able to play in that really cool new environment.
Damn.
All right. Next up, this is something that I saw was new. Street Kings. I saw this while looking at the trailer. Very interested into what this could be.
Yeah. So as they explained, it is the evolution of street ball. And a lot of you really love street ball, right? The courts, the environments, they are always some of the best looking ones in the city since we introduced street ball. And it's also just some great way to get some park style games in against the CPU. So you can practice, you can grind your badges. Maybe you just need a break playing against other humans. Street ball is always there, and many of you really love that. And last year, there were 3 different street ball courts that were on like 3 different corners of the city. But this year, it is all part of Street Kings. And you can either go there yourself, or you can grab 2 buddies. I can grab Stacks and go in, and we can do co-op against the different bosses in the Street Kings mode.
They brought it back.
And of course, it wouldn't be Street Kings if you didn't get some really unique rewards. And me personally, I think these are some of the most unique and visually cool rewards that I have seen so far. If you pay close attention to the video, you may see one of the rewards I'm talking about. It's like a bobblehead of Shaq that I thought was really cool when I first saw that. So that many other rewards are going to be there to earn in Street Kings. For everybody who has loved street ball, I'm pretty sure you're going to like Street Kings as well.
Perfect. Yeah, man. Street Kings look fire. I'm going to definitely need the Shaq joint and any other stuff that's coming as well when it comes to Street Kings. Next up, we got challenges. There's new beginner, lifetime, and daily challenges now. So let's see what that's about.
So,
we got those beginner challenges just for you, by the way.
Yes, they are just for me. But these challenges are really about more things to do and more rewards to earn. That's the easiest way to summarize it. And there are 4 categories. So as Stacks mentioned, we've got beginner, daily, seasonal, and lifetime. And the beginner challenges, they are really for your first time in the city. So you'll check out the different game modes, go to your My Court and things like that. And even if you do know the game, see, Stacks is saying they are for me, but I'm going to do them because even if you do know the game, it is worth doing just to kind of familiarize yourself with everything in the city because it is different each year. So it is nice to do these beginner challenges just to kind of get a little tour of everything going on. But then we do have daily challenges. And these are 3 very quick challenges that you can complete in probably a game or 2 most of the time, to be honest. And if you do all 3, you will activate 1 hour of double rep. And on top of that, if you have the Pro Pass or the Hall of Fame Pass during the year,
Look at this shit. This a challenge. Get 1 assist in multiplayer game. Purchase a boost in the Get Boost menu. You gotta buy a boost. And get 5 total. Oh yeah, you spending money.
you get some additional
You
bonus
spending money.
VC as well if you do all your daily challenges. So every day you go in, there are 3 new challenges that you could do. You can get double rep for an
can
hour,
buy
and
boosts
if
with
you have the
VC,
season
but
pass,
it costs
Pro
money to
Pass, or
get
Hall of Fame
VC.
Pass, you could get some extra VC on top of that as well. The next one is lifetime challenges, and this is where the rewards get even better
This shit is
because you
nice.
can earn VC, cap breakers, you can get Dash 2K shoes that makes you run faster, and there's also cosmetics that you can wear not just in the park in the city, but also in modes with uniform, like the rec, and cosmetics that you can wear in those modes as well. So there is a lot of good stuff here. There are 300 of these milestones, and as the name suggests, these do last for the lifetime of NBA 2K26. They don't reset. And honestly, I think many of you are just going to be playing and naturally unlocking many of these rewards passively, especially at the beginning. So hopefully you all find this to be a rewarding new feature. There's cap breakers and many rewards that I know you guys love in these lifetime challenges.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving forward, Evan, I feel like this might be one of the most slept on additions here. You have the swap build feature. And I
that shit
will
good,
say
yeah, I
this
like
was
that.
definitely needed. Because there's always
Whoa.
somebody pulling up.
Type
You
shit.
about to hop on the play, pulling up with the wrong build by mistake. Go ahead and get your center, man. Stop playing. Go ahead and get that center, man. Stop playing. So let's get a little bit deeper into the new swap build feature.
I have been on both sides of what Stacks just said, and this is such a nice quality of life feature that we just wanted to show it again because everybody has been in that situation before. Whether you are in the same city or the same lobby as your squad, somebody needs to change their build, and in the past, they would have to back out of My Career, go all the way to the main menu, select that new build, go back into My Career, and then find your friend again in the city,
Yeah.
right? Kind of time consuming. We want to get you playing basketball quicker. So as Eric showed off, with this new swap build feature, you can make that switch without
Versatile paint creator 6'4". Ram reaping ram runner 6'8". Mid range slasher 6'3". Inside out slasher 6 foot.
leaving the city. And you don't leave your squad, you don't leave the server, it just switches in the other build that you want to use. And we are intentionally letting this video play on loop a couple times just to let you know how fast it is, because that is real
Yeah, that shit
gameplay.
quick,
That is
bro.
real capture of
what's up.
somebody on the PS5 using this feature. And in the time I've been talking, it probably looped maybe 5 or 6 times. I didn't count. But it is really fast, and it is like a massive quality of life upgrade that will improve your experience as well. So as Stack said, maybe an underrated feature that I think many of you are excited about Parks, and hopefully you don't miss that now we have the build swap feature as
They be
well.
Like, bro, send me an invite. Send me a squad.
Yeah, man. Go ahead and go get y'all centers, man. Stop playing. Y'all not point guards. Go get that center and do it quick, because y'all see how fast it can happen, man. Next up, let's talk about something we saw at Community Day a little bit, which is the My Court. It looks beautiful, brand
yeah.
new. I feel like
Yeah.
we haven't had a My Court that looked like this. So, yeah, let's break it down a little bit more.
Yeah, so
Yeah, Cruz is Rico. Cruz is 3v3 and 5v5. Yeah. It's 3v3 and 5v5, so you can get 3 or you can play 5. It don't matter what one. And then, but Pro-Am the same thing. So both of them the same thing, it's just different modes, and then you different rewards and stuff like that.
for those of you who don't know, the My Court is your personal gym. So that is where you go
Oh, yeah,
to
this shit look good,
freestyle.
Ops.
You can do drills in there. There's a ball machine.
Loving it.
You can practice your dribble moves, your jump shots. If you want to practice those new no dip quick catch and shoots, that is a good place to do it as well. It is your home, so you can practice either alone or you can kind of invite your friends over and you can play together. And this year, there are new customization options. And I think this is one of the best looking My Courts, regardless of those customization options, just because it's got a nice aesthetic, but also just because you can bring up the full arena and court editor to design your floor. You can put your name on the baseline, you can customize the logos on the court, the basketball stanchions, all of that can be customized to personalize your My Court however you like, which is really nice to make sure your home is looking good, because a lot of you spend a lot of time in there practicing your shots, or maybe, you need to, and making sure your timing is on point. So you just want to make sure that your My Court looks on point as well. That's the upgrades in the My Court this year, Stacks.
All right. Next up, it looks
my
like
court
we
go
want to
crazy.
talk a little bit more
can
about
do a
my
lot in there.
career. We weren't here
What's
for
up,
when the
man?
trailer dropped, so we're just gonna go over it just a little bit more.
Yeah, so I mean, if you missed it, we did post the My Career story trailer last week. It is like a cinematic, it's almost like a movie-like trailer, and those of you who've seen it know what I mean. But many
Hey.
of you since then have been asking where the My Career Courtside report is, and I mentioned that we would drop a few small details here on the stream today. But really, we don't want to spoil the whole thing. We do want you to experience it for yourself. But since you asked, we will talk about the small things. But first, let's play the trailer, just in case anybody hasn't seen it yet.
We're entering the range where you could hear your name.
Hey, that boy Spike Lee did it. If y'all played 2016, the story mode was fire. It ain't been fire since then. But look at this, Spike Lee did it again.
Call.
Bet. Okay, everybody
Appreciate
remember,
them
I
bigs,
want to hear it
Ops.
on TV first, okay?
Marching orders
All
haven't
right?
changed. Got it.
All right.
Quiet. Next pick is in.
Moments like this don't just happen.
With the next pick in the 2025 NBA Draft,
It's finally happening.
It's surreal.
the Golden State Warriors select
You gotta earn them.
Yeah, 101. Number
I
one.
appreciate that.
We the best. It's another one.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, MP, and I'm here bright and early, 6 a.m., ready to get my first workout in. Today, we're going to play Kobe Starks, the highest ranked player in Vermont. But you know me, I'm not afraid of a challenge.
Hey,
Hey.
how'd it go?
The scout couldn't make it.
I need to go to LA.
But son, you just need to be patient.
No one cares about us here. I need to be where the competition is.
Let's go!
MP, Dion. Nice to finally meet you in person, young brother.
You too. This is my first time in LA.
You got a unique chance to do something special here, MP. Don't waste a second of it.
My job at the agency is to identify diamond in the rough talent at a high school level.
You belong back home. Slinging breakfast to townies.
You have a lot more growing up to do than you realize.
I'm a big believer in ripping the Band-Aid off, so I'm gonna get right to it. The play next year is Europe.
You have a chance to make your dreams happen. And you owe it to yourself to make it happen.
Yeah, that story mode was good.
The path isn't always easy.
For me, it's just about getting 1% better every day. Let's hoop.
The road to the top isn't always obvious.
Good game, bro.
That was mad fun, bro.
But this is where legacies are made.
You are the consensus favorite for Rookie of the Year.
This is our time, our moment, our game, our championship. Bring it in.
So, how do you make yours? NBA 2K26. Ball over everything.
Most people can only experience this in a dream.
By the way, before we talk about my career, I did get a chance to catch up to the chat as that trailer was playing, and I do see a lot of questions about the rec and Ante Up and the theater. And we do want to confirm that those are back, right? We did give Park a lot of love this year, and I think that is going to be extremely exciting to play. But rec, Ante Up, theater, those are all back. And by the way, I think the rec trailer, many of you may have seen it in the trailer and didn't know that was the rec. But the new rec environment is awesome. It's like an upscale gym, and I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun playing in there as well. But yes, rec, Ante Up, theater, those modes are back.
And
They were
starting
not
five.
removed. Yes, starting 5 is back as well. Anyways, my career. Look, I love that trailer. Our marketing teams, our creative teams did a great job putting that one together. But you guys asked for more details, so Stacks and I can drop a few small things. The first one is just a reminder, because we talked about it during the roadmap stream, which is that this year you can get drafted based on your performance and how well you fit each team. Or alternatively, you could optionally do a private workout for a specific team and try to force your way there. Some people want to get drafted. Some people just want to pick the Lakers or the Knicks or whatever team they want to be on. So it is up to you. If you want to get drafted or you want to pick your team, our dev team has implemented this system to balance the best of both worlds there. Some of you may have heard us talk about that already a couple weeks back. The second thing is what our dev team calls passion projects. So, you'll meet your agent in the My Career Story, and he is, of course, going to be getting you opportunities behind the scenes, just like most of My Career years when your agent is doing that. And we do still have endorsements, which many of you are familiar with in My Career. But this year, there are also new passion project quest lines. So one example that, will somewhat spoil, I guess, not a huge spoiler, but one example of a passion project is that you can recruit different NBA stars like Cade Cunningham to start club teams in a league that you want to create. So there's more variety going on off the court as well. But the last one is my favorite one. But I will say, if you don't want any spoilers at all, mute us for the next 15 seconds if you don't want to hear this. So go ahead and mute if you don't want to hear it. But for the first time, the My Career Story can extend all the way to the playoffs. So there will be a storyline there as well. And I know Stacks, you and many other creators like Smooth, Dula, Spider, I'm just naming a couple. You guys, I can't wait to hear what you think and what the community thinks about this year's My Career. It is probably one of my favorite many years. I'm probably going to play that. I know many people are like, hey, I'm just going to skip the My Career Story. I think this one is worth playing. So hopefully you guys do as well. And I'm going to at least get through some of it on Friday before I go into the city.
Sounds good, man. I'm looking forward to it. That's probably going to be the first thing I dive into once I'm done with the builder. So I'm looking forward to seeing what My Career has to offer this year, sir.
Well, with that is everything in this courtside report. Look, we are so close to being able to play NBA 2K26. I am so excited. I hope you guys are as well. You get to get your friends together.
Hey, man. That's what's up. I like that. I'm liking everything about that. And they brought back the draft. So you get drafted, or if you don't want to get drafted, you can try out for teams and see if that team gonna pick you. So that's great. That's a W, bro. Everything good. Friday at 12 noon. I'm on. Y'all come check me out. This.
Make a crew. Get creative with how you want to make your crew look. Go into the beautiful new parks. Try to set some streaks, break some streaks. It's up to you. And really just have a great time playing ball wherever you are. So in the city, that could be the park, theater, the rec, Ante Up, Proving Ground, Starting Five. I promise you will always have something to do in the city this year. The Courtside Report is up on the NBA 2K website that has both the full dev blog, the written version, and of course the videos that we showed today. Those are all up on the NBA 2K website in case you want to read anything at your own pace. Or if you missed part of this stream and you want to hear me and Stacks talk about it and watch it again, the stream VOD will be up as well. We are going to now do one final sign off for the road to 2K26. If you have finished your Twitch drops time today, make sure you claim it in your Twitch inventory, and then go to the NBA 2K Twitch drops website at nba.2k.
They got the let's see if they got this shit. They got it on here.
Yo, it's your boy Stacks, and it is time for the most anticipated tournament of the year, the Community Day Tournament, where we take the best of the best and put them head to head to see who
seen
comes
gameplay from
out
the Community Day.
top.
They
We
got a
got
tournament
my
for the
player
logos.
1v1, but that's not gonna stop that man from getting to it.
Although the gameplay from the Community Day, they had one-on-one tournaments. And check this out, y'all. Look, boy, I ain't seen no defense in this, just pure offense. But check it out, though.
It starts out with Cash Out and the General, and Cash Out said he ain't come here to He didn't come here to play, man. He got this big, and he was putting this man in the torture rack, dunking all on the top of his head. You see the general is ice cold, but that's not gonna stop that man from getting to work, getting busy behind the back, step
He
back.
shot while he was
green.
cold.
The man is looking mean. I know the score is looking lopsided, but we cannot count out the general, even though Cash Out is making it look fairly easy. He leaving that man wide open. Bang, once again from 3, but it was only a matter of time before Cash Out went ahead and took
What the
this dub
defense at?
22-9.
I ain't seen
Next
no
up, we
defense.
got T-Time versus GB3. And that man T-Time was getting to work early and often. We got the size of the triple threat. Step back, Greeny. Let's go, boy. Hey,
nasty, bro.
the game was looking a little close. I ain't gonna lie to you. GB3 step back. Everybody was loving the step back in this game. The movement was looking super smooth. But T-Time said it's time to get down in the post. You're a baby. And I could go ahead and handle that super easy. You see, he timed the dunk right there. GB3 said, I'm coming right back with a time dunk of his own. With the score 19-19, everything on the line. GB3 needs to stop, but T-Time said not today. He takes the win 19-21.
No defense, ain't no
Next
stops,
up, we
bro.
got Cash Out going up against the homie Chico. And this
What's
game
happening,
right
T?
here was a battle of the styles. We got the big man versus the elusive guard.
How was the screen,
Who
man?
is
Was it-
going to take home this
It was
W?
a W to me.
You already seen what Chico
did your
got.
thing.
The man is shooting. He learned his jumper early on, and he was putting in work. But we also got Cash Out. We already
Hey,
know
man,
what
you
he
know-
can
you
do
know
on
me.
that big. But
You
Chico
know me.
wasn't letting it go down that easy. When you're going up
Basketball.
against a big like this, what you have to do is
favorite
try
sport.
not to let that man get the ball. That's the
My
best
favorite time
defense
of the
you
year.
can play is by playing offense, because when you do allow that big man to get the ball, things like that happen. You just get the ball dunked on your head. Very patient play by the homie Cash
Yeah,
Out.
true.
But Chico was even
when I
more
first got in
patient,
there, I was
waiting for the
driving.
perfect
I was in the
opportunity
car and
to hit that step back jumper.
there was
That
like
was
9,
green.
10
He
people
got
in
the
there, though,
lead.
when I
But
pulled
he
up in there.
wants more, another step back, another green, and he just expands that lead. Is Cash Out about to go outside? Yes, he is. Chico gets it up 14-21. Now we got Gamer Keezy versus Pika. Now this matchup is a battle of the former teammates. They teamed up before at a community day in a tournament. Now they are rivals. And look at my boy Keezy behind the back, making it look easy as he knocks down that 3. He not even letting Pika get the ball. I ain't gonna lie. The man, ooh, behind the back, dunk something in Keezy. 19-6 score. And just like that, this game is over.
Oh,
R.I.P.
that what
Keezy
happened.
takes
I was,
the dub
okay,
21-6.
because I was still in there.
Continuing with round number 2, we got a
I was still
Hollywood
in there,
versus
and then
Bum
I seen
Nugget.
it ended. I was trying to figure out why.
Man, we
But
already
that
know
why, okay.
Hollywood was gonna come out here with the post score. The man is literally known for being a post scoring god, and that did not change in this tournament.
But
You
see,
see the score.
in the
This
Discord,
is real. The man Hollywood did not let
I was
up.
talking about
and
everybody.
Not once did he allow this
People
man
hitting
to get
affiliate-
a point on the board. This was our first
people hitting
clean
affiliate
sweep of the
and
tournament. The man
and
Hollywood moves on.
motherfuckers trying to hit partner
22-0.
too. There's enough people in the
Next up,
chat,
we got
but
Troy Dan going up
shit.
against Naomi, and she starts out
They
with
seem-
the
they were making
dunk,
it seem
and we're
like
seeing a trend
I ain't
that
been in the
these
chat,
bigs
I
are
ain't been
stepping into
messaging.
this tournament and trying to dominate.
Oh.
Troy Dan got an early lead, and he just makes that lead even bigger. Almost as big as his size advantage over Naomi, but she not trying to go outside. She not trying to lose 22-0. She coming right back with buckets of her own. But the thing is, going up against these bigs, especially as a smaller guard, it's gonna be tough in a one-on-one type of situation. Troy Dan got his takeover, putting her down in the post and making this win look easy as he takes the dub 22-8. Next up, we got the homie T-Time going up against my boy Statistics, and this right here was the game I was looking forward to seeing. We got Statistics doing what he does, and that's dribble that basketball, make you look foolish trying to play defense, and man, oh man, it was looking like straight up barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
But my boy
I
T-Time
understand,
got the
man.
ball. He said,
I
listen,
don't
brother, this
know
is
what
not
they got
going to
going
be
on. I don't know
easy.
what kind
You
of
could come out here with
support
that small guard
they
all you
on.
want. And I ain't gonna lie, Statistics was making, he was
That ain't
putting on for the
supporting
small
everybody.
guards, bro.
You support
The
everybody, you
game
don't support
was
everybody.
very close.
I see
And
more
it came
talking and
down
pictures
to
of food in that
Statistics just really
motherfucking
not
workout
being able to
pictures than
stop
there
that
than
man down
anything
low,
else.
bro. You gotta do what you gotta do. There was a lot on the line in this tournament.
Motherfucker like take pictures
When
and show their lifestyle.
when
That's
you
like
gotta
type
get
of
a
support, I
dub,
guess.
you gotta get a dub, and that's exactly what the homie T-Time was trying to do to Texas. Tried to fight back as
Then
best
the nigga
as he
got
could.
he got nerve to say
With the
somebody
game on the
big. Ain't
line,
nobody big.
T-Time said it's my time to
He was
shine.
speaking.
Step back, 3 ball
It's the
buckets.
truth.
And that's gonna wrap that one up 21-16. Next up, continuing with round number 2, we got Sierra versus Killsamoy. And I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, Sierra was deep in that bag, bro. For whatever reason, the homie Killsamoy could not stop this step back. She made it look way too easy and was greening from the top of the key. She was cooking the homie. I ain't gonna lie, she was cooking the homie real bad until this happened. She got her takeover, and from this moment forward, everything was downhill.
She missed that. It's over
Killsamoy
after
waited
that.
for her to miss her first shot. He had the size advantage, and the man never looked back.
See that
I'm
look?
not gonna lie, he started to get
That
to
RNG
work,
right there,
and
she
that
ain't supposed to miss
post
over the
game was
takeover.
easy money, straight barbecue chicken down there, dunking all over Sierra. She tried her best to play defense. She tried her best to get a stop, but like I said, man, that size advantage played a huge part, and so far is a running theme in this tournament. Killsamoy takes the dub 15-22. Next up, we had the homie King Dooms going up against HTB. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Hey.
It was good to see the My
Hey,
Team players
nice,
out
boy.
here holding it down in the My Player tournament. But the homie HTB, he ran up against the
Hey.
real one. I ain't gonna lie, that man Doom's a little bit different on the
Hey,
sticks. HTB tried his best though. He tried to keep the game close. You see, it's an 8-16
Oh, no, this the,
score.
2K channel.
HTB
This 2K
driving
channel.
to the lane, getting a nice little dunk.
Just
The man
explaining
Doom
that I
is
ain't see no
different, bro.
defense in
You
the
know what I'm saying?
game.
The man
and
is
the new
really
game
like that.
coming out.
HTB probably never guarded someone like this in his life. 'Cause he was struggling to get a stop, standing in the paint. God, oh my.
God damn.
Hey.
Oh, the bottom.
Oh my God, bro. The man got straight up posterized.
I appreciate you coming through,
Dude
though.
did not come here to play.
Oh,
Somehow that went
they
in.
come
and
out
he got the
Friday.
dub,
Yeah, I'm gonna be on that
22-10.
motherfucker Friday. They come out Friday
Next
at
up,
12 noon.
starting
I'm
out
on that
round number
motherfucker.
3, we got the homie Dooms once again going up against Vaselli. And I'm not gonna lie, man, Vaselli was a little bit of a tougher matchup for Dooms, but Dooms was still very, very deep.
Hey, D, you
in
screaming
that
today,
bag.
D?
The man was putting on a show for the entire tournament to watch.
Oh, yeah, I
Getting to
appreciate
the
that.
basket,
I love,
hitting
I
those
appreciate that.
fadeaways, knocking down threes, whatever he wanted to do, the man was doing it. Breaking them down with the dribble, right back to the fadeaway. You gotta guard up on that. But like I said, man, the homie Vaselli definitely made the game interesting. Look at this tough bucket right here. To have the skill to green that, man, that's tough. But everything changed with that one right there. I know that's a moment Vaselli wish he can have back. Dudes with the steal, the easy dunk, got the ball right back, and look at this fade. Look at the green window he had on the fade. He was able to knock it down. He moves on 23-16. Moving on, we got the homie T-Time returning up against the homie Killsamoy, who's all, I don't know how he made that. He better be thanking God he knocked it down. But my boy Killsamoy with the ball said, hold on, I can shoot too. We've been used to all of these bigs just getting down to the post and in the paint and dominating. But my boy Killsamoy said, I got the jumper too. He hops off to an early lead, and he looks like he will not be able to be slowed down. Drop stepping, dunking easy. But T-Time said, hold on. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I do this thing too. As he gets to the basket. Make it a 5-point game. Now it's all tired up. Killsamoy, you better guard up because T-Time said he is a shooter just like you. 18-15 game. Killsamoy gives up another bucket. And the homie T-Time got game point. He said, hold on. I know I only need one, but I'm going to go ahead and get 3. And he takes a 23-15 game. Next up, we had the homie Troy Dan going up against the other homie Hollywood, bro. And this game right here got physical. It was straight bucket after bucket, physical finish after physical finish. These guys were dunking on each other. And I'm not going to lie, it felt like whoever got the stop, whoever got that key stop was going to be able to be the person to win this game. You see it's tied up right here. The homie Troy Dan showing a little bit of finesse with the floater as he takes the lead, but Hollywood said, hold on, I got a bucket for you too. You want to get finesse? I want to get physical. And that's really what this game was all about. bringing that physicality. Like I said, whoever was able to get that stop first was gonna be able to win a game. And that person for this one just so happened to be the homie Troy Dan as he wins 16-22. Continuing with round number 3, we got the homie Keezy going up against Chico and Keezy. Oh my God. How did you miss that wide open shot? What's going on, bro? When you going up against a player like Chico, you are not allowed to miss those type of shots because he will make you pay. He will show you how to knock down a wide open shot. No, I'm not counting Keezy out just yet, but the homie Chico trying to win this game. Keezy finally got the ball back and he got the lead. He said, don't leave me open. That first shot was a mistake. It was a fluke. You cannot leave me open like that. He extended his lead, but also extending his range. Another knockdown shot. Chico, hold on. Let me find out you in trouble, my guy. Behind the back, drive the lane. Fire a little layup right there, but he's gonna need a lot more if he wants to get back into this game. My boy Keezy with the behind the back. Y'all know he got that behind the back down pack. He got a 19-10 lead, 1 bucket away from the win. He left him open again, and that was green. 22 dub for the homie Keezy. In the semifinals, we got T-Time going up against the homie Dooms, and T-Time starting out the game attacking. But Dooms is one of those guys, man, you better not sleep on him. He's going to make sure he gets his shot. He got the lead right now, but T-Time said not for long as he comes right back with a bucket in the paint. The game is pretty much over. T-Time with the dunk. On the other side of the semifinals bracket, we got Troy Dan going up against the homie Keezy. And look, this ain't gonna be an easy matchup for Keezy, but we never count that man out wide open. Splash. Troy Dan, you're gonna have to step up and guard that one, my boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Keezy will make you pay if you leave him wide open. But this right here was another classic matchup of a big going up against a small guard. The big struggling to guard him out on the perimeter, and then the small guard struggling to guard the big in the paint. And the homie Troy Dan took advantage of that. When he got the ball, he was attacking the rack. He wasn't risking it with jumpers or nothing like that. The game didn't look pretty for him, but he was doing what he had to do. Keezy tried his best, but he reached right there, and that right there, it has spelled defeat for the homie. This is Troy Dan into the rack, easy dunk, and he wins 13-22. And now we're finally here in the finals. T-Time versus Troy Dan, and this matchup was interesting. Very, very interesting. Anyway, the shot clock winding down. T-Time finds a way to get the ball in the basket. It's up 9-0. Next thing you know, T-Time is up 11-0. Troy Dan, when are you gonna get a bucket back? The score is 15-0. Don't tell me you made it all the way to the finals to go out without scoring a single point. Troy Dan finally got a stop, was able to turn the corner there and get a wide open dunk. But yeah, that wasn't gonna be enough. He's gonna need way more buckets than that. That shot did not go in. And yeah, it's not make it take it this time. You can't get a rebound and just go right back up with it. T-Time got the ball and never gave it back. Up 20-2 in the finals. How do you make it to the finals and have this type of performance? Shout out T-Time for being our My Player Tournament champion. You held it down this year. You deserve it. Here we go. Kicking off round 1 of the Community Day My Team Tournament. We got Team Chico versus Team Mello. And this matchup was very interesting. Team Chico got the Steph Curry and the Wilton. Oh my goodness. They pulling up for 3. That Steph Curry was very dangerous. Now Wilt inside the paint. You cannot leave that man open. Team Mello said they came out here to play too. They got Larry Bird. They got Luka Doncic. They knocking down threes. But Team Chico was way too much. Both of these dudes got their takeover. They was just out there chasing, and they ended up winning the game. Next up, we got Team Zoratech going up against Team Yay Not Gaming. And this game right here was a little crazy because they both had Wemby. And y'all know how crazy OP Wemby is, and my team So I was looking forward to seeing all of the Wemby highlights, and we're starting out with one right here. Easy dunk. Now we got Wemby versus Wemby in the paint, and now we're about to see a Wemby low light because he just got dunked on by Luka. Team Ye trying to handle their business. Nice little screen. Ooh, the hesitation dropped to the basket. Team Ye is putting in that work. And now they're going to go ahead and wrap up this game. Easy dunk. Team Ye moving on with a final score of 22-8. Continuing with round number 1, we got Team Hollywood going up against Team GB3. And this right here in the white, we got Team Hollywood. He was teamed up with the homie Statistics, and y'all know that man loves to dribble. That man loves to shoot, and that's exactly what he was doing out here, man. They was putting in work, and they seemed like the perfect combination of teammates. The man Hollywood playing defense, grabbing rebounds, and Statistics doing what Statistics does, and that's dribble and hit a whole lot of threes as they move on in the tournament with a final score of 21-3. Moving on with round number 1, we got Team Vlad going up against Team Koza, and finally, we got our first close game of the tournament. So far, bruh, all of these games have been pretty much blowouts. Teams been showing their dominance, but this one right here, man, they was going back and forth with the buckets, and it looks like Team Koza has figured out rhythm shooting. And real quickly, this game went from being a 10-point game to only being a 4-point game. Team Vlad wide open. How did you miss that shot? But it looked like Team Koza is sleeping a little bit as well. Wemby with the rebound. I told you the man is OP. Rhythm shooting in the corner with Steph Curry. That's going to be automatic. Team Koza moves on 21-14. Moving on to round number 2, things got very interesting in this game, and I think nerves started to take over. We got Team Killzamoy going up against Team Ye, and this one was a real back and forth type of game. Team Ye down in the paint with that Wemby. Team Killzamoy got Jokic on deck and the MVP SGA. So you already know, bro, this game was crazy. It looked like Team Killzamoy was gonna take it at first. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I told y'all this Wemby is very dangerous, posting up and able to pass Luka with the dunk. Team Ye right back into this game. Jokic on the perimeter, getting to the basket, got the dunk. They're up 18-12. Will they sell? We gonna find out. Team Ye down in the paint, tying the game up with Wemby, and things got real clutch right here. They got the rebound. Is Team Killzamoy gonna be able to make a play? No, they got the ball stolen, and Team Ye moves on in this game. Tough loss, super tough loss, 22-18. Continuing with round number 2, we got Team Pika going up against Team Vaselli, and we finally get our very first LeBron James appearance. Evan, please calm down. Actually, Evan might have to turn up for this one because LeBron James was going crazy. Team Pika was just straight up killing with that LeBron. Like, there was nothing SGA could do to stop him. He was getting to the basket whenever and however he wanted. And Team Pika, just from the very beginning of this game, just 100% dominated. They getting putbacks and everything. Team Vaselli, bro, I thought y'all was going to fight back a little bit, but that was not the case. And Team Pika takes the OD super mega blowout victory, 22-2. Round 2 has been crazy so far, and it's only going to continue from here. We got Team Carlos, we got Team Koza, and we got another appearance of that LeBron and Jokic team up. Not gonna lie, that might be the best duo in the game right now. LeBron and Jokic really dominate. Steph Curry wide open. Team Koza, what are you doing? How do you miss that shot? But LeBron comes right back with a 3. I told y'all, this LeBron James, man, this is one for the ages. And it's so tough and difficult for Steph Curry to stop that man. They got out to a 19-8 lead. Team Koza trying to fight back, a little behind the back with Steph Curry leaning, greening. That's what we like to see. The game's not over yet. Steph Curry, he missed the shot right there. Dishing out to LeBron James, he missed. But Team Carlos got the rebound, was able to dunk it right back, and they take home the W, 21-10. Moving on with round number 2. Things are only going to get more difficult from here. We got Team Chico going up against Team Hollywood, and Team Hollywood is rocking the white. They got that full Warriors connection. Steph Curry, Wilt Chamberlain, and it's looking like they was off to a pretty good start until Team Chico started to put in that work. They already got an 8-2 lead. Steph Curry is way too small to guard Luka, and they are just taking advantage of that matchup. Steph Curry, though, handles are crazy. Wilt Chamberlain's are not. That's why they gave the ball back to Steph Curry. He's trying to get behind that screen, ended up wide open, decided not to take the 3, but that layup was good enough. They cut the lead to 2. But things quickly got out of hand as this mismatch right there. I don't know how they got Steph Curry matched up on Wemby, but they took full advantage of that matchup. 1 bucket away from the dub. My boy Luka with the dribble move. Steph Curry was trying to bag back, but the floater from Luka was way too easy. Team Chico takes home the dub. They move on to the next round with a score of 22-8. We made it all the way to the semifinals. The best of the best are playing in this round. We got Team Carlos, our returning champion from last year, going up against Team Pika. And it looked like both squads came out here with the same lineup. But let's see who can execute better. Team Pika with the ball, step back with Jokic, pull up, and they missed. You cannot miss out on opportunities like that going up against Team Carlos, because I can tell you one thing, they are not going to fail on those opportunities. When they are open, they will be knocking down their shots. Once again, Jokic wide open, fake the drive, step back, pull up 3. That is a bucket. They better figure it out soon, because Team Pika, this can get real ugly for you. They couldn't execute on that jumper right there. We had LeBron versus LeBron, Jokic versus Jokic. And now Jokic trying to post up Jokic. LeBron trying to dunk on LeBron. And that is going to wrap up this game. Team Carlos going to move on 22-10. On the other side of the semifinal bracket, we got Team Chico going up against Team Ye. And from what it looks like, they rocking the same team as well. So let me find out, we might have figured something out. The best dynamic duos might be LeBron and Jokic going up against Steph Curry and Wilt. But let's see what one of these teams can execute better. So far, Team Chico is off to a fire lead, but you cannot count out Team Ye. Those boys put in work as well. Team Chico with the ball once again. Let's see if this Steph Curry can knock down another shot. Or will they be the first team to sell, as they got a nice fire lead over Team Ye? But before you can blink your eyes, the game is tied. Wow, I don't know how they got back into it, but let's see if they can continue this comeback and actually win this game. Steph Curry dribbling out there. You better guard that man up, because they will pull a 3. He will lean in that corner, and he will green in that corner. With that being said, game point is now with Team Ye. Team Chico cannot execute right there. Steph Curry dribbling, trying to get an open shot. Will in the paint, and that is going to do it. Team Chico had a lead. What happened? They blew it 21-12. Here we go. The finals. One game will decide it all. Both teams are battle tested. Both teams played the best of the best. Now it's time to find out who's the best of the rest. Team Carlos going up against Team Ye, and Team Carlos starting out strong with an 11-0 lead. And that quickly turned into a 4-17, make that 4-20 lead. And it's looking like Team Carlos is gonna take home that dub until Wemby with the steal, driving the lane, pump faking, kicking it back out to Luka, driving the lane. They're trying to be very careful with these next possessions, because they know if they make one mistake, turn the ball over one time, that can be it. They cut it down to a 6-point lead. Team Ye not out of it yet. Luka with the layup. Hold on, they're making a comeback. Will this be the biggest sell in Community Day history? Luka with the pump fake. He should.
He fucked up.
He should have never went out with that one right there. That is tough. Up by 4. LeBron James drive the lane, kicking to. I don't know what's going on. They trying to figure it out here. Nobody wants to throw up a brick, but Team Carlos was prepared for this moment. And in back-to-back years, Carlos takes home a dub at the Community Day My Team Tournament. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to Cheesaholic, who was his teammate. They take home the victory and they win the tournament. And there you have it. Let's give a big round of applause to our winners. T-Time for the My Player 1v1s, Cheesaholic and Carlos for My Team. Everybody did their thing, and I want to give a special shout out. This is for everybody that participated. There's always
2K, bro. I ain't seen no defense, bro. I ain't seen no damn defense. No damn defense. Gameplay in the building early. 4 days ago.
So the long-awaited play glass is here. This isn't a meta back-end build with high steel. This isn't a comp build, but this is the funnest build I've ever made on a 2K. I had this build on 2K20, 2K21, 2K22, 2K23, and 2K24. And I'm talking about, I actually had the build name Playmaking Glass Cleaner or Glass Cleaning Playmaker. But I'm sorry to break y'all's heart. This is the build I labbed the most, and I tried everything I could, but I could not get the Play Glass build name. Not saying it's not in the game, but I just couldn't get it. But nonetheless, I still got y'all with what I cooked up. A power forward with rebound. I got a couple versions of this, some with 85 board, some with 94 board. We got high playmaking to dribble, and y'all seen how tall guards are moving again, doing the good work for the people. But onto the build. So the first build, we'll have an 89 mid, 83-3, 85 lay, 85 D board, and a 75 driving dunk. Now, 75 driving dunk is huge because if you guys don't remember, Devin Booker dunk package last year had the fastest quick drops animation in the game. And last year, it was an 80 driving dunk, but this year it's 75, so that's huge for my build. This build also gets 84 agility, 84 speed, and almost maxed physicals because we do need them to unlock the better motion styles this year. And I did go 87 perimeter on this build because I thought I needed it for a two-way sort of build name. Like I said, I was going for the play glass name, but you'll see me tweak this a lot. Also 85 pass because I feel like that will be the best passing threshold just because you get gold versatile now and bronze bailout. And then we also have room, you know, I think we get 2.
What we got? Oh, he had 98 potential. Yeah. 75 close shot, 85 driving layup, 75 dunk, 89 mid range, 83-3. That's enough for all bronze limitless. We got speed ball 75, ball handle. Actually 85. Interior on 60. Get the bronze post lockdown. 87 perimeter defense. Steal 60, block 74. He got rebound and speed. It ain't
Cap breakers for our specialties, and I'm gonna specialize in playmaking just to keep my handles for days, max +2 all year, and I don't have to regrind it. And it leaves cap breakers or room for the 2 cap breakers to get 87 pass for a gold break starter. And then I was getting the build name two-way mid-range menace, so I was like, okay, let me take down the 3-point rating or something, just trying to do different stuff. And I was still getting the name two-way mid-range menace. I don't know why at the time I was thinking if I took down the 3, the name would change, but you know, you have no sleep the day before that, you're flying all over the place. So not the clearest brain when you're laughing these builds, watching it back. But then I'm trying to tweak something.
Black explosive under the basket. Allow easy post move. His top 3 bad off ball set shot specialist and box up beast.
Things take down the 3. You're gonna see me. Because I remember in 24, I think it was, you needed a certain amount of defensive rebound or rebounding in total. So I'm trying to go really high on D board and O board right now. And then I end up taking down the perimeter and putting up my driving layup to 88, around 88 for gold float game. And I think floaters are going to be really, really good this year. And I'll still have the dunk if I want to dunk. But having the gold float game for those floaters, trying to lab up those animations might be key. Again, trying to get different build names. I still wasn't. And then I started upping the weight, allowing me to get a higher rebound. So I shot my defensive rebound from 85 to to like
Yeah,
92
just,
and 94. And I'm messing around, putting the 3-point back up, putting the 3-point back down, taking the layup, taking the lay down, trying to keep decent physicals. Up in the weight only gave me 77 agility, and I absolutely hate agility at any position or low agility at any position. So that's kind of a bummer right there. But just messing around with different thresholds, trying to get different build names because there's so many build names to get. I'm just getting the same one, unfortunately, I guess. And then I somehow get two-way mid-paint cleaner. I imagine the mid-paint is from the layup, but I've been had my layup around 85, 88.
No,
but the
mid-
cleaner
mid-
is coming from
mid-range.
the rebound. So I guess having the higher rebound is going to be closer to the name, but it's still not getting me the name. So I'm like, hold up, I got two-way glass cleaner. So let me take down my finishing, try to get the mid paint out the name, and then I get the lock and board MIDI creator. I'm actually not a fan of the names being 100 words, but I like short, clean things like playmaker, point forward, two-way point forward, playmaking glass cleaner, play glass. I mean, sharpshooting playmaker. I like these build names that are more simple, and I'm definitely gonna try to go for a build name that I like. I'm not gonna chalk my build to try to get a good build name though. And like I talked about this in my last video, but I'm not gonna be so eagerly fast to make my first build. I'm actually gonna take my time and just make sure some things are going, just make sure I understand certain things, because there's so much like that is unknown, I feel like, this year, because we don't really know exactly what affects your dribbling speed. Obviously, I want to dribble faster. We don't exactly know which max +2s and +1s are more beneficial than others. We don't know how the game's gonna play. Like, I played the game for a day and I played some PvP, but like I played PvP with like my team, like bad my team cards. So like I could like make these builds and like lab up, go out and try to combo up and just get my shit boxed, dude, because the bump animations do drain a lot of stamina, and that's how it should be. I mean, I want dribbling to be really good. Obviously, we've seen the potential of dribbling, but I want defense to be really good too. If you're bumping somebody, I don't know if it should take away that much stam, but it should definitely like affect the ball handler and disrupt them. But there's a lot of like unknown, I feel like, right now, so I really don't know where I'm gonna go with my first build. And like I'm gonna try to get the build name Playmaking Glass Cleaner, but if I have to chalk my layup rating or my mid-range, I'm not gonna do it, because I need, or I want, my high layup, because I want to really experience the custom layup packages and just the layup improvements this year, and the floaters. And y'all know me, I midi dive a lot. I shoot the mid fades. I added that a lot to my game the last couple years, and I want to have that in my bag. I want to have at least gold shifty shooter. So if I have to take my layup down to 80 and I have to take my mid-range down to 80, 3-point down to 80, I'm not gonna make a bad build my first build for 2K26. Obviously, I'm not gonna make the meta build because I want to experiment with the layups and kind of see how they are. Because even in 2K24, because I'm not 100% certain if an only layup build is gonna be valuable. I feel like they were really nice in 24, and like they were really cool for my builds, and I could get away with no dunk, but I think 24 was the only year in 2K where I could really feel comfortable going with only layup on my build. And 24 had like scoop animations to where you could scoop into people. It had the D-book floater and all that, and it still was like, maybe I should have some dunk on my build. But I'm gonna like test, dude. Like, I can't recommend my first build. I can't really recommend anything right now because everything is so unknown. I don't know anything. I don't know if, like, I think finishing is good, but how good is it?
He said he can't recommend nothing. Are we looking at it? Top 26 tips for the builder. Let's look at this.
What is good, everyone? My name is Spill, and I guarantee you, after watching these 26 build tips, you'll have a better, more informed idea on how to make your build in NBA 2K26. While the builder is somewhat similar to 25, there's a lot of new things introduced this year that will influence the way you make your builds. Things like badge perks, height and wingspans got altered, certain attribute caps got shifted, and honestly, it's a lot to digest. So in this video, I'm making it my personal mission to give you the best advice to make the best possible build on day one. Starting off with the badge changes, one of the biggest changes I think they did with badges is make Lightning Launch a tier 2 badge at 6'8". There's a lot of talk in the community about 6'8s being a really good height this year, and this change in 2K26 only makes them that much better. This means you'll be able to use your max +2 on a tier 2 badge and get Hall of Fame Lightning Launch on a 6'8 build, which also has access to one of the better dribble styles in the game. No other heights had their tiers changed besides 6'8, and the only other change in badge tiers was Pogo Stick moving to tier 1. You can find every badge tier for every height listed on the NBA2KLab.com website, which comes in handy because we're gonna have a ton of max +1s and max +2s, so it's best to figure that out beforehand. They also drastically reduced the pass accuracy requirement for Versatile Visionary. So now Gold Versatile Visionary only requires an 84 pass accuracy, where in 25 25, it required at least 95. Silver and bronze are also a lot easier to
so they
obtain,
took
and
that
while
down
these
to
changes are
70.
nice, passing itself didn't feel
Okay.
too much improved from 25 from my short time with the game, so be wary of how much you invest into pass
Alright.
accuracy. Another major change is that Box Out Beast does not require strength anymore, which means all you need is rebounding. Last year, you needed 96 strength for Legend Box Out Beast. This year, you don't need that, which now leaves a lot more room for other attributes. Now, I still think strength is going to be important on box outs, and you'll still need it for higher levels of Brick Wall, but it feels like the strength attribute will be slightly less valuable in 26. Some more badge changes include Aerial Wizard, which no longer requires layup or vertical. Shifty Shooter no longer requires agility. Pogo Stick is now only gated by your vertical attribute, and lastly, High Flying Denier no longer has a speed requirement. And as I mentioned earlier, it's smart to plan out which badges you plan on using your Max Plus 1s and Max Plus 2s on, because keep in mind that in 2K26 you now have 5 Max Plus 1s and 3 Max Plus 2s that you can earn throughout the Assume Season Pass and build specialization. So when making your build, you'll want to optimize some lower rated attributes to make the most out of each of these badge perks, because now you only need a gold badge level to use a Max Plus 2 to get it to Legend. And don't forget that we have every badge and animation requirement for every move for free at NBA2KLab.com. Next, we have the physical changes to your My Player, and I'm not talking about the attributes, because now in the builder, your wingspan can only go a maximum of 6 inches more than your selected height. That's about 2 inches shorter than last year and about 4 inches shorter than 2K24. This directly translates to most build heights having better shooting caps, especially at max wingspan. Another thing to keep in mind is that while wingspans are shorter, attributes like driving dunk, perimeter defense, rebounding, and others have the same caps as last year, even with the 2-inch less wingspan. But I'm still curious to see how impactful wingspans will be when it comes to defense and rebounding, because a side effect of shorter wingspans will be less contests. I think having some mix of height and perimeter defense will be more impactful when closing out on a shooter. In my short time with the game, the contest system felt similar to 25, so I think being a quick, taller defender could be more beneficial this year when trying to get better contests on the perimeter. Now, we know that 7-4s are in the game, and when I was using Wemby in the My Team Park, I was grabbing and greening a ton of rebounds. Now, that obviously comes with a caveat, because being 7-4 at minimum weight, you can only get a 63 speed and 73 strength, so you will be a little slower and not as strong, but it might not be as bad as you think. Moving on to the changes in attributes for 2K26, we've seen a significant increase in shooting attribute caps among taller players 6'7 and up. Last year, the tallest build to get silver limitless range was 6'7, but this year, even the tallest builds at 7'4 will now have access to it, which means you can now use a Max Plus 2 to bump it to Hall of Fame shooting over those. And overall, it looks like popping centers might actually be insane on 2K26. Here's the changes to the 3-point attribute caps for all heights, and as you can see, it's a pretty significant difference.
5'9" to 6'5", 99 3-pointer, 6'6", 94, 6'7", 92, 6'8", 92, 6'9", 91, 10, 11, 91. God damn, ain't nobody got no bad three. It's some of these were cap breakers right here, though. These were cap breakers. These ain't with cap breakers. That's the crazy part about it. Damn.
But these are all, of course, with minimum wingspan. While the 3-point attribute caps did get boosted, the maximum mid-range for each build pretty much stayed about the same as 2K25. Also, when it comes to attributes, many of the requirements for shooting bases and releases have been lowered, which makes them a lot more accessible. Next, we have over 350 motion styles in NBA 2K26, which all have agility and speed requirement thresholds. And while we don't know which ones are the best quite yet, it's something to keep in mind when finalizing your speed and agility. All the requirements for the motion styles will be listed on our website for free, but we'll be testing each of these motion styles, top speed, acceleration, and other valuable information for premium members of NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K26 also added 5 new regular alley-oop packages for a total of 8, with all of the requirements listed below. And from my experience, alley-oops felt much better than 25, although slightly tougher since you now have to time the random button. But when I was going through some of these dunk packages, they actually looked insane. Another thing worth noting was that the Devin Booker dunk package now only requires a 75 driving dunk, which is down from 80 in NBA 2K25. Next, we're going to get into some takeover changes, and I always tell people before they make a build to try and build around a takeover you like to make your best attributes even better. But first and foremost, you want to prioritize the takeover ability that fits your playstyle best. And in 2K26, they've combined some takeover abilities to condense the options and actually make takeovers more worth it. Some of the changes include See the Future takeover ability has been combined into the Rim Guardian takeover. Silky Shooter and Marksman have now been combined into the Sharpshooter takeover. Vice and spoiler have been combined into the glue takeover, and lastly, interior force and deep post bag have been combined into the paint surgeon takeover ability. And for our last tip, the builder looks completely different in 2K26, and there's a few things to keep in mind when making your builds to help save you some time. The first thing is to make sure you show the detailed view by pressing triangle or Y when adjusting your attributes. This will bring up the badges screen where you can also press the left or right trigger to scroll between takeovers or the build by badges feature. Now that is all we have for the 26 build tips, but be sure to turn notifications on and subscribe to the 2K Lab channel for more NBA 2K26 content.
That was some helpful information. What we doing?
The newly added animation glossary is something you could utilize to try to make sure that you're not missing any attribute requirements needed for the animations that you want, but if you can be time consuming and challenging. So I'm here to give you 10 mistakes to avoid when creating your build on 2K26. Drop a like on the video for me, and let's get right into it. The first one regards the new Badge Max +1 and +2 system. So understanding this is very important, and I'm going to explain a few reasons why. You're going to get a Badge Max +1 in the
He said there was 5 of them. Not supposed to be 1. 1, 2, 3, 5 to 1. 1, 2. No, 1, 2. What's 5 at? He said 5. Where the fuck 5 come from? Oh, show me that.
Tier 1 and Tier 2 slot. You're also going to get a Badge Max +2 in the Tier 1, Tier 2 slot. And then you're going to get an extra Badge Max +1 and Badge Max +2 through the build specialization. Utilizing these Badge Maxes is going to be very important in terms of maximizing your build's potential. And there's some mistakes you could make. For example, if you're a build with a 99 rebound and you pick the rebounding build specialization, those extra +1 and +2 Badge Max slots can only be applied to rebounding. But since you already have a 99 rebound, your rebounding badges are on legend. You're not going to be able to put those Badge Max +1 and 2s on anything. So it's very important you pick a build specialization that's going to allow you to not only use those specialized cap breakers, but those specialized Badge Max +1 and 2 slots. It's also very important that you pay attention to badge tiers. Depending on the height of your build, certain badges are going to fluctuate between Tier 1 and Tier 2. This could be the difference between using your Badge Max perks on very valuable badges all across the board, or having to waste it on a less valuable badge because you weren't paying attention to which badges were in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 slots. Pay attention to your badge layout and all these new Badge Max slots to make sure you're able to utilize them on more valuable badges. Next up, with pure green windows returning to 2K26, it's going to be more important than ever to find the biggest green window jump shot bases for your specific build. And NBA 2K Labs has you covered. They have a bunch of free tools on their website, but what you're really looking for is under the premium section, the custom jump shot data. This is an absolute cheat code every year on 2K. This data contains statistically tested jump shots for your specific build, giving you the biggest green windows and the fastest releases, giving you an edge over the competition. I personally use this database for all my builds. If you're interested in access to this, use code Joe at checkout for a big discount. I cannot recommend NBA 2K Lab enough. Animations could be the difference between you hating your build and loving your build. So making sure you have the attribute requirements necessary to unlock the animations you want should be very high on your priority list. Missing an animation threshold by a few attribute points is one of the most frustrating things you could do with a new build. So make sure you pay great attention to what attribute requirements are needed for the animations that you want to unlock. The newly added animation glossary is something you could utilize to try to make sure that you're not missing any attribute requirements needed for the animations that you want. But if you're going to make the most optimized build possible for yourself, you're going to want to have the most optimized animations available for your My Player. Next up are cat breakers. And I know some people are saying, I already know about cat breakers. I use them in 2K25. They are slightly different this year, so let's break this down quickly so that you don't make a mistake when it comes to your cat breakers. First reminder I want to give you, your player has to have the ability to unlock the attribute that you're going to apply the cat breakers to. For example, if your build caps out at a 96 3-pointer, you cannot apply cat breakers to then push it to a 99. So when you're selecting your height, weight, and wingspan, make sure you have the capability to unlock the attributes that you want to apply your cap breakers to. For example, you could have a 94 3-pointer with the potential to get to 99, add 5 cap breakers, and now you have that 99-3 that you were looking for. Now, a new feature with cap breakers is you can now apply them to lower rated attributes and get bigger returns on one cap breaker, sometimes reaching a double-digit attribute boost. Or you can apply it to a highly rated attribute for your +1 per cap breaker boost. When creating your builds, you're going to want to plan ahead about what you intend to do.
So anything over, what? So 83, you get a +2 at 8. Anything over 83. And then, what, 44? You get double digit at 44, so you got +11 right here. Then 25, get the highest double digit. They go 84, they got a +2. 39, double digit, both cap breaker double digit. And then you got a +8, +6, +5. At 52, you got +8, 7, 6, 1. 52 right here, 8, 6, 41, 12, 10, 42, 12, 9, 54, 9, 7, 3.
Do with your cap breakers, unless you just plan on creating a whole new build once you unlock the cap breakers. But like we said, builds are expensive. Sometimes you want to plan in advance that, hey, by the time I unlock my cap breakers, I already know where I'm going to use them. And lastly, when it comes to cap breakers, remember, you're going to have to unlock these cap breakers. You are not starting with cap breakers on your build. Even the build specialization cap breakers that have to be applied to a specific attribute category, you're going to have to unlock them through the build specialization quests. High risk versus low risk builds. I've talked about this on my channel for years. If you're someone that's planning on making a couple builds at the start of the year, let's say you plan on making a guard and a center build, make the lower risk build first, which is the center. It's a much harder task to mess up a center build than it is a guard build. You can make your center build, start playing the game and see how it is, let everybody else make mistakes with their guard builds, take in that information and then tweak it to make the guard build you want to make. Guard builds are easier to mess up because there's more that goes into them. You have to make sure you're getting specific dribble moves, specific layup packages, jump shot bases, dunk packages. There's a lot more that goes into it as opposed to a center. You're really just making sure you got the attributes and the badges that you want. Sure, there's some dunk packages and jump shot bases you want to get, but they're at much lower attribute thresholds and you're pretty much going to have access to all of them as a big man. So make the low risk build first. Let everybody else make mistakes with the higher risk builds. Take in that information, make the tweaks that you need, and then make your higher risk build a few days later. Next is make sure you actually understand what each attribute contributes to when it comes to gameplay. I can't tell you how many times people have come to me and it's clear they don't actually understand what each attribute means. For example, putting up your mid-range also is your post-fade rating. Putting up your agility will not affect how quick you are with the ball in your hands. Agility is only for off-ball movement and defense. Putting up your close shot will also raise your post hook rating. Make sure you understand what the attributes actually mean so that when you're putting up attributes for your build, you're actually creating the build you want to play on and optimizing it to its fullest potential. We've touched on this one a little bit when it came to the cap breakers, but pay attention to your physicals. Height, weight, and wingspan affect the attribute limits of your build. Make sure the physicals you select allow you to get the attributes and badges that you want to unlock to optimize your build. Also this year, pay attention. The maximum wingspan now is 6 inches above whatever height you choose. Also pay attention that some of the attribute caps have changed based on height and wingspan. Taller players and players with longer wingspans now have access to higher 3-point ratings. That's just one example. Make sure you're paying attention to your physicals and what it allows you to unlock on your build. Create a build to fit the game modes that you like to play. If you like to play on the 1v1 court, you're not going to need pass accuracy on your build. But if you're somebody who likes to play 5v5 rec or pro-am, pass ac might be more of a necessity. Same thing that goes with free throw. If you're only a park player, you're not going to need free throw on your build. But if you're somebody that likes to dabble in the rec or 5v5 pro-am, you might want to raise that free throw rating. Create a build specific to the game modes that you want to play that will allow you to optimize it to its fullest potential. Also create a build that fits the teammates you like to play with. And I know some of you are saying, Joe, I play random rec or random theater, I don't know who I'm going to be playing with. You still know the types of people that enter those courts a lot of the times. If you're a center that likes to play 5v5 comp pro-am, maybe making an inside center might be a viable option because you're playing with a bunch of guys that want to 3-hunt and dance around screens, and you being able to just crash the boards and get all the dunks in the paint is of value. But if you're a random rec player, you know a lot of people in there are trying to cut back door and slash to the basket and dunk and layup and do all that stuff. You're going to want to be able to shoot on your center so that you can bring the other team center away from the hoop, or if they leave you open, you're going to be able to knock it down. Create a build to not only fit the game modes you want to play, but to fit with the teammates or the randoms that you're going to be hooping with. Pay attention to takeover when creating your build. There is custom takeover this year, which allows you to select whatever 3 attributes you want to boost. If you decide to select 2 or 1 attributes, you'll receive an even bigger boost to those attributes. But pay attention to the takeover abilities, what they do, and more importantly, what attribute thresholds you need to reach to unlock those abilities. Let's say you're planning on making a custom takeover to not only boost your shooting attributes, but you want one of the shooting takeover abilities like Deep Bomber. If you don't meet the attribute requirements to unlock the Deep Bomber ability, you're not going to be able to use that in your custom takeover. Make sure you're paying attention to the takeover thresholds and meet the attribute requirements to unlock them. And probably the most important tip I can give you when it comes to making a build, create a build that you want to play on. You specifically. I don't care what YouTuber or TikTok, or if your mom told you to make a certain build, make a build that you want to play on. I can't tell you how many times I made a build and somebody told me that build's trash because this, that, and the third, and then I'm out there dropping 50 points per game on it. Make a build that fits the way you want to play, fits your play style, and you'll find a way to be successful on it. Sure, listen to build videos and take information from them, but at the end of the day, you got to create a build that you actually want to play on and a build that fits how you want to play. I appreciate y'all watching. If y'all want more help when it comes to NBA 2K26, click that video on the screen right there. I guarantee you it'll make you a better player.